Good morning, thank you, Nevis, and thank you so much for joining me on today's edition of The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne, Cornelius. Good morning to those of you who are listening across the Caribbean region or in other parts of the world, whether you are in the USA, Canada, or the UK or other regions. Thank you so much for joining me, and let me say good afternoon or good night wherever you are. This program is also being carried live on ZIZ TV as well as our social media platforms, and so you can check us out on our YouTube page, that is ZIZ Online, and our Facebook page, ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation. Thank you for joining, and of course we're live on the FM band. It is a beautiful day here in the land of the living, and I'm happy to be here, and I look forward to having a very fruitful conversation with you. When we open the phone lines later, you can call us at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. Those are the numbers you call to participate in the conversation for today. And we have just under an hour. Of course, we break about 5 minutes before the midday newscast here on radio and TV as well. And so let me get right into the discussion for today. Beginning on the regional scene as it relates to the Caribbean Examinations Council, where if you have been following social media and the news, it was said that the CXC decided to discontinue agriculture science, mechanical engineering, green engineering, as well as electrical and electronic technology. Notice came to the education system across the region in a Nicodemus nature overnight. Dr. Wayne Wesley, CEO of CXC, identified low registration and the corresponding economic cost to offer these subjects as the rationale for their discontinuation. However, the CXC issued a statement, and I will share that with you, that was issued on Wednesday, 29th May. And the statement says the Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, is aware of the concerns being expressed by our valued stakeholders based on the premature release of correspondence addressed to the Ministries of Education concerning syllabus suspension. This situation is regrettable and understandably caused anxiety among our key stakeholder groups. In order to address the matter, CXC has scheduled a meeting with the Ministers of Education and will provide a full update to the public through a press release thereafter. CXC assures our valued stakeholders that the requisite actions will be taken in the best interest of all. That was a statement from the Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, on the suspension of the syllabuses with regards to the subjects that I made mention of earlier. Of course, people took to social media and other platforms expressing their concern regarding those subjects that may have been discontinued, and these are all critical subjects such as agriculture science, electrical engineering, technology, and these are things that I would say tie into the SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. And so many questions were raised as to, how would this impact the Caribbean and those countries that have signed on to the SDGs. How would that decision impact or affect the achieving of the Sustainable Development Goals? But the CXC has since released a statement, and I've said that they're going to be meeting with the Ministers of Education, and they will be providing an update through a press release to the public. I assume that the various Ministers of Education, including ours, the Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, will be providing an update to the population when it is appropriate to do so, after he has participated in the meeting and has been briefed. On the local scene, the regional security system and CARICOM impacts donate crime scene processing supplies to the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. And I'm going to share with you some highlights of that. It says that the police force received a significant boost to its crime fighting capabilities with the generous donation of crime processing supplies by the Regional Security System RSS and the CARICOM Implementation Agency for Crime and Security, otherwise known as CARICOM Impacts. The donation, there was a ceremony and it took place on the 28th. During the ceremony, the Permanent Secretary for National Security expressed gratitude to Major Kerry Waterman, who is the Director of Policing and Risk Management at RSS, and Dr. Andre Clark, Chief of Operations Intelligence at CARICOM Impacts, for their invaluable contribution and support to the crime-fighting efforts in St. Kitts and Nevis. It says that their donation of crime scene processing supplies is expected to bolster the capacity of the crime scene unit and enable more effective evidence collection and processing in criminal investigations. The donation of crime scene processing supplies, it says here, reaffirms the partnership between the police force and the RSS in combating crime and ensuring the safety and security locally and throughout the Caribbean region. As you know, RSS serves the region and the member states that are part of RSS. The police force here is grateful for the support received and remains dedicated to upholding justice and maintaining law and order in the Federation. That is a statement from the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force and CARICOM Impacts regarding a donation that was made to them to support the crime fighting mechanism or strategies of the police force. And as I mentioned, RSS doesn't only serve St. Kitts and Nevis, but it serves the rest of the region. It's 11:08 and you're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne, Cornelius, and thank you so much for joining me on the program for today. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue our conversation. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
This is my land, my island, our home. The climate has changed, it's becoming strange. We have to come together to keep her forever resilient and strong. We need slow civilization, forest rehabilitation. Come together as a nation for drought and flood mitigation. Development with policies and plans. Let's change our ways, protect our lands. Get involved, every child, woman and man. Island resilience has got the plan. This is my land, my island, our home. It's time to come together to keep her forever resilient and strong.
Island Resilience, promoting a climate of change. The Climate Change Adaptation and Sustainable Land Management Initiative of the OECS Commission, funded by the European Union.
Hello and welcome back to the Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne Cornelius and thank you for joining me in the program for today, Thursday, May 30th, 2024. Just like that, May has come to a close. Just like that, May has come to a close and we're soon entering June. Before we begin taking your calls, I also want to share from you a statement from the Ministry of Health, which says that the Ministry of Health's attention was drawn to another inaccurate article published by an online publication where reference was made to a door whose repair is part of the overall refurbishment of the JNF General Hospital. The public can rest assured that all essential repairs at the JNF Hospital are progressing well, planned or have been completed. These efforts include the repair of the roof, installation of air conditioning units, refurbishment of equipment left exposed to the elements for years, purchase of new equipment for eye surgery, purchase of a brand new CT scan machine, receipt of a new donated EEG machine, receipt of new donated EKG machines, redesign and refresh of the entrance foyer, refurbishment of the food service unit, refurbishment of the central sterilization unit, and more. These activities are in line with the policy position that service users and providers deserve the best possible conditions to ensure positive health outcomes. The statement goes on to say, the ministry also takes this opportunity to encourage members of the media to reach out to our communications office. We welcome the opportunity to help avoid the spread of inaccurate information, as we believe presenting the public with a complete picture is not only the duty and responsibility of the press, but an integral part of delivering consistent and professional health care. The ministry also welcomes suggestions and partners in the ongoing drive to improve. That is a statement from the Ministry of Health calling for cease to spread of accurate information. It is 11:13. We are going to open the phone lines now and begin taking calls at 465-2555. You have a call on the line. Let's take this call.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Cornelius.
Good morning.
And good morning to all. I have a question, not directly related to what has been discussed so far, but tangentially, if I can say.
Okay.
We speak about sustainable island development. We speak about empowerment of our people. We speak about financial literacy, investment, etc. Mm-hmm. My question is this. What laws do we have here? And this is perhaps a question for our Attorney General and the office there. Mm-hmm. What laws do we have to enable or not enable a big company here such as Cable and Wireless, which now owns 77% of the shares of the company, which is locally based, to just disregard the local investors? It has not had a general meeting for at least 2 years. It hasn't distributed dividends and is making a lot of money. We are speaking about sovereignty and all the rest of it and encouraging people to invest in other things. But people invested here in their own company. Why is Cable and Wireless allowed here in St. Kitts and Nevis to continue year after year reaping profits for themselves and do not want to distribute to the local people, or even to have an annual general meeting to explain? That's a question I would like answered. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, caller. Thank you so much for your question. And as you said, a question that would more than likely be addressed to the Attorney General. The question was, what laws do we have here to enable or not to enable Cable and Wireless for disregarding local investors? Thank you for your contribution to the program. We have more callers on the line. Let's head back to the phone lines and hear from more callers. Hello, caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hi. Good morning, sir. Thank God for life and thank God for this important program. It's very unfortunate that we are not serious about the tools that would make us more sustainable in the Caribbean, because one of the articles that you made mention about CXE suspending the agricultural science and the engineering subjects.
Yes.
It's very unfortunate because, I mean, these subjects are what's going to make us more advanced to survive, because you're talking about food security. So, I mean, why are we not encouraging our children to see agriculture, to see engineering? Because engineering comes part of energy. And if you're able to have the knowledge as to how to absorb energy, especially from the sun, or even from turbines, and distribute it to where it needs to be distributed, if you see where I'm coming from, we have to get serious. I mean, we cannot always depend on the larger countries in the world like North America, Europe, and so forth. We have the potential. We just need to get serious.
I understand what you're saying, Carl, and you've made some really great points. Not to cut you off, but the statement that CXC released after that one was that it was a premature release, and I take that to mean that they have not yet made the decision, and they intend to have a conversation with the various ministries and ministers of education in the Caribbean to decide the way forward.
Yes, I understand that, but you know, parents and the society in a whole, we all need to get serious about wanting to be a sustainable, you know, country, the Caribbean. I mean, we have to get serious. And then another issue that, another article you made mention of is about the Ministry of Health with some problems at the hospital. The thing is, what I don't understand is, when you have a government that sees problems while they are in power, they do nothing about it, but then blame the new administration for it. It is not nice. And whosoever wants to support a party that is going to be a party of deception and lies, whereby you're going to blame another party for your neglect of the people and of the people's resource, may God help them, because, I could never support a party that is going to blame another party for their neglect. I thank you very much.
Thank you, caller, so much for your contribution to the program. You're listening to The Edge here in ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne, Cornelius. The phone lines remain open, and we take your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. Let's head back to the phone lines and we'll take this call. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Sorry, I have the wrong number.
Okay, wrong number, yes. We have more callers on the line. We don't. The phone lines remain open. Call us 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. You're listening to The Edge for Thursday, May 30th, 2024. Let me just use this opportunity to encourage those of you on the island of Nevis to go on out to the Jessup's Community Center later this evening at 7 for a lecture series which is being organized by the St. Kitts and Nevis National Reparations Committee. It happens tonight at 7. It's being organized by the St. Kitts and Nevis National Reparations Committee. We have a caller. Let's take this call. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Good morning.
Yes, caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, they had a big show about water, and the foreign minister still gone away to talk about water, and they're still locking off at night. They must stop take us as fools And the light bill, the place is very hot, so the light bill going to be very high. As Douglas say, 10 man in one, that is the amount of light bill. So I hope you take it off. See you.
All right, caller. Thank you for your contribution to the program. Let's take this call. Hello, caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Good morning, man. Good morning to you guys, man. Yeah, I just had a quick question. Will there be any discussions about that RICO, that RICO lawsuit that was filed in the court in Florida by MSR Media? We want to know if there's going to be any discussion on the table about this. Well, this is very hot coming off the press.
Any discussions where?
On top the talk show and your show, and any your show specifically. That's my quick question I wanted to ask, man. I'll listen off the air.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for your question.
Yeah, thanks.
I haven't read it in its entirety, but I do intend to look at it. If that answers your question, but I can't speak for any other program or platform in St. Kitts and Nevis with regards to the MSR Media lawsuit. But I am aware of the lawsuit, and I have been reading it, but I have not read it in its entirety to have a full understanding, to have this discussion in a public forum. But thank you so much for asking the question. We have any more callers on the line? Let's take this call. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Devonne.
Mm-hmm.
It's a warm morning again, brother.
It is.
Terrible boy, brother. All we got to do, just hope for the best. Devonne, now I called to support the first caller, which is the lady, about speaking about cable and wireless. Now, Devonne, let me tell you something, because you just born. I born with cable and wireless. And I'm going to tell you something, the engineering part of it, the mechanical engineering part of it, the headquarters were in the building there where you got to pay your bill for Skellig. And it was a bunch of wires, hundreds of uninsulated wires come across East and Central Street, and then went over to 4th Street, and then they swing north. And then when they reach up to Cairn Street, they swing east. And then they cut across the street and they go in the official part of cable and wireless. And then they change out from cable and wireless to Scantel. And then they change out from Scantel to Lime. And then they change out now to Flow. And I'm saying this, why didn't they have a national consultation with phone companies? We the customers who patronize the business with a telephone. Instead of that, they just come, and before they could come to your house, come fix a problem, they create a problem. A problem was created, let me put it that way, with your phone. You cannot get no call out. And now what they did, they come in your house and they put up some apparatus, and you plug the phone plug into that. And when you see the Skellig power goes, your landline phone in your house cannot work anymore. So if you take up your cell phone to call them and tell them, well, listen, I see something happening, a fire or whatever it is, and the little $3 on your cell phone run out, there is no way you could call them, because the current is gone and your landline gone too. And it wasn't like that before. So why didn't they come around and have a consultation, national consultation, and tell we the customers what they're going to do in the future with the phone? That is not nice.
All right.
So, I called to support the lady.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for sharing that with the public. It's 11:25. We'll take a break. And when we come back, we'll continue the conversation here on The Edge. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
The future is unknown. Protect your life, your family, and your valuables from unforeseen circumstances. Let National Caribbean Insurance give you the peace of mind that you so deserve. At NCI, we offer a suite of affordable insurance plans that can be tailored to ease your financial burden. We aim to deliver exceptional products to satisfy all your insurance needs. Whether life, health, motor, or property insurance, NCI has the right solution for you. Our friendly and knowledgeable sales professionals are ready and able to assist you. Let National Caribbean Insurance Company Limited help you to prepare for the unexpected. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
Welcome back to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne, Cornelius, and thank you for joining me on the program for today. We do have a number of calls on the line. We have some callers. Let's take this call. Hello, caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Mr. Cornelius?
Hello. Yes, good morning.
Yes, what could you just say? I agree with him. I would contest to it. I have the same problem, and that's not right. People just do things and don't want to talk. And when to talk, they want to continue. How do you come up with a box in your house? I mean, they can't come and somebody spend them. But you can say don't come because you want to use your phone. That's wrong. So when current gone, you long time, current gone, you could have used the phone. And now you can't use it. You try to call somebody, it cut out. That's not fair. Whoever they started, that's wrong. And then these government here, whether this or whoever, must look out for people. Whether they vote to them, yes or no. I want to tell Julia he must do that too.
All right, caller, thank you for your contribution to the program. It's 11:28, and we wrap up just before noon for the midday newscast. The phone lines remain open, and you may participate in the conversation by calling 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. So from, I would say, majority of the callers, they have been expressing their concerns about the telecommunications company. One of the callers suggested that there should have been a consultation with regards to a change that was made to the phone lines. Another caller made the suggestion, or asked the question rather, about local investors and what laws do we have in place to guide that. And as the caller said, it is a question for the Attorney General to look at and to have an answer to. It's 11:13. You're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. Now, regarding the statement from, we have a caller on the line? Okay. I'll hold that thought and we'll take this call. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Devonne.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Fine, giving God thanks. Hope they give you the call.
I don't know.
Watch me. Tell him to put on the mask. Good morning, darling. Did you give them on the call? My.
No,
it wasn't jazzy.
No, Minister.
He got to go back.
It wasn't jazzy.
Whoever it is, give the call. Now, let me deal with the telephone and the first caller.
Mm-hmm.
I was one who was deceived. Now, prior to the phone company going back to cable and wireless, our government owned 51% of it. The Right Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas got up and sold government shares, encouraged people who got their money from the closure of the sugar industry to buy the shares, which he said were reduced. So people like me who want to be patriotic took up my $5,000 and bought shares. I want 1,000 shares. I don't think I ever got dividend twice. That's in 2005, eh? The shares them now must be $1 something. Some people were so enthralled that they bought thousands of shares. I don't mean me go 1,000. They cannot get the shares sold. I believe that cable hours will take off of the market, off of the ECSE market. They don't keep no meeting. They go upon this thing need to go to NTRC. They change out the phone system because mine was changed. You know, every minute mine was cut out. It still has cut out. Drop out, can't call. They put in this new system, nothing wrong with that. But they have left the country with no option but a cell phone. Now, the prior phones, them, you may know, even though you bought last week, you still know. When the electricity goes, you could have plugged in the other phone with the card. Now, that can't work. And here we are talking about resilience, and hurricane going to start next week. If hurricane come, you cannot use, and then Skeleton is so unreliable. What are we to do? People got landline. What are we to do? I call the radios on my landline. No provision was made for that. So when electricity gone, so where are you going to charge your phone? I mean, really, because it belongs to your cell phone, eh?
Right.
Depending on how long the storm is, everybody going to be out of communication access.
Because at some point in time, your phone will die.
That's what I mean. Then tell nobody the phones them stop working. They come around and they fix 5-6 times. Then they come and they put in this thing, digital, whatever they call it. And disrupt the whole system. And I want back my money. I promise to call the governor of the bank, you know. That company should be removed from the stock exchange list. You put in your $5. That's why I don't trust. You see this thing with doctors you're talking, I don't trust it, you know. Same thing. They want you to put your money into cable. Cable never make a profit yet. So what you putting it in there for? People should be given a chance. Look, you buy shares on the market yourself. National Bank doesn't need any cash, you know. National Bank has more cash than they can get to lend out. So therefore, they should allow, I mean, maybe even the cooperatives, let the children buy shares in, we have, 1, 2, 3, 4. In the cooperatives, they give dividends. You put in the children $5. At the age of 20, now you get back your $5. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, so I want that sorted out. And let's get to the agriculture. I agree with CXC, I'll tell you why. You have all these schools with no school garden. Tell me which high school in CXC have a garden. So you're learning CXC by the book. We're promoting 25 by 25 and sustainable development. How many agriculture teachers do we have in the high schools? So the less children that really make no sense, I write the exam. When I pass it, who asking for it? Now the agriculture department doesn't even say, well, if you want to be an extension officer, you must have a CXC agriculture. You see what I mean? What is the demand for the subject? Because it's the same thing, you know, it's supply and demand. The other subjects were done at the technical college.
Let's say the decision is final after they have the meeting with the ministers. Hold on.
Said, it is due to the very low.
Right, but hold on, let me make the point. I'm saying, let's say that the decision is final after CXC has met the ministers of education, right? The concerns that CXC raised was low registration and the economic cost to cover these subjects. So basically, you have a case where people are not writing the exam.
They're not willing to.
They're not interested in the exam. So, because of that, they want to make the decision to stop offering the exam.
Do you agree with them?
If I agree with them, I do.
economically.
I do. Because you have a situation where the dance can't pay for the lights.
And the schools are not providing the opportunity. They didn't have room for recess. All the buildings jam up. Junior high school next door, they were supposed to go over where the timing is used to be. Some school garden, Sandy Point have what? Vultures have what? Settlers have what?
Well, I'll tell you this. I don't know if the schools have any gardens. I know for some primary schools in both St. Kitts and Nevis, they have been opening some little backyard gardens.
That's what I mean. They ain't got no space. I taught in some school and we had a little thing in front of the office.
All right.
That was it. So no effort we're talking, but we're not doing. No effort is really being made to provide. I remember Basty High School, there's a little garden to the back of the staff room. All they could have planted was some peace tree and maybe something else. And the children got to write exam. We got to get serious. So unless they are willing to subsidize the thing, CXC has made a decision. Let them write the technical ones.
But who is going to subsidize it? CXC or the regional governments?
The individual ones. So some of them I said don't bother.
Okay.
You know, but that's the kind of thing we like to talk. So sustainable development, agriculture development. And at the same time, the people who managing the theoretical things, the children are not interested. So what do you have? When the older people die from agriculture, what do you have? All right then.
Great questions that you have raised, caller, and thank you so much for your contribution to the program. You're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. Callers have raised their concerns as it relates to cable and wireless, and now the CXC. I know it's an unpopular opinion of mine when I say that I agree with CXC if they're going to do that in terms of cancelling those subjects because they have identified low registration and the corresponding economic cost to offer these subjects as the rationale for their discontinuation. And it is quite simple. It is a case where the dance is not paying for the lights. Now let us apply this to a real life situation. When I say a real life situation, let's apply this to our personal lives where you're going to make the decision to discontinue something because you're not making a profit. And this is what it appears is being done here. People, not many people, let me say that, not many people or students are interested in sitting the subject. And so it doesn't make any sense for them to continue to offer it if it's a case where they require at least 3,000 students across the region to sit the exam, when in reality they only have 250 students. Please, those are not actual statistics. I'm just giving you an example. And so if the dance ain't paying for the lights, then you're gonna have to discontinue. And then the caller made a very, very interesting point where who is asking for the subject? I'm not saying that people are not asking for the subject, but is the subject in high demand? Do you need this subject to go here? Do you need this subject to go there? Of course, these subjects would have their benefit because of you gaining that knowledge, whether it is the agriculture science or whether it is electrical and electronic technology, mechanical engineering, green engineering. These are all subjects that tie perfectly into the sustainable development goals. And so it leaves a lot of questions. It leaves a lot of questions because you're now going to be asking yourselves, well, what do we mean when we say we want to achieve a sustainable state in the Caribbean, or sustainable states in the Caribbean, but we are not equipping our young people for the future. We're not getting them ready. But what must also form part of the conversation is, are they interested? Is this something that they want to do? And how do we get them interested? Because the reality is we are going to need people in mechanical engineering. We are going to need people in green engineering. We're going to need people in agriculture science. We're going to need people in electronic and electrical technology. We cannot continue to bring in people from outside of the Caribbean to offer these services when we have people here who can do it but need more training and knowledge, or people here who have the potential but need the training and the knowledge. It's 11:41 and you're listening to The Edge on ZIZ Radio. The phone lines are open and we are continuing to take your calls at 465. Hello caller, you're on the air, go ahead.
Yeah, Devonne, we are in a situation here with our telephone system. We are in forward gear, but the vehicle sliding going back. Devonne, when I was a little boy, there was no telephone in the area, except you're going up by the sugarcane factory gate where the engine, where the man opened the gate for the engine, go use the factory phone. And it depends on what time of the day you go up there. Because in them days, when somebody, let's say a woman in the village, is pregnant and she's ready to have a baby, you have to run from up St. Johnson village, go all the way up Newton, go call the midwife. And that is the situation we're going back to. Nowadays, they make things so easy that dog and all could get a cell phone. That is how advanced they come in technology. But the technology dying out and we're going right back to Hascat and donkey cart on foot. And that should not be. And they got to think serious, the dangers that lies behind what they do with the telephone. Come and consult and then get the people's opinion and say, well, okay, the majority say this and the minority say that, so we're going to do what the majority say. But nothing, no respect for us at all. And you know what we get? Check that. Okay, Devonne, thanks.
All right, caller. Thank you for your contribution to the program. It's 11:43, and we are taking your calls. Let's take this call. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Devonne. I say good morning.
Good morning.
I hear about some lot of soup and something about some 100 pages to read with the government. But I hope everything, in America, should But I hope everything work out good because we supposed to know the people who come into our country not to let those leaders to wrong. You have a blessed day. Take care.
All right, you too, and thank you so much for your call. The phone lines remain open, and we're taking your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to The Edge on ZIZ Radio, and so far, well, we have touched on... Callers have raised concerns about cable and wireless, and I hope that the powers that be are listening and have noted the concerns that have been made by the callers. And we touched briefly on the CXC issue, where a communique was issued saying that, or a premature release, let me say that, according to the statement here, that they're going to discontinue a number of subjects, which include agriculture science and mechanical engineering. They have since issued another statement to say that that was a premature release, and they intend to meet with the ministers of education or the ministries of education across the region to have a discussion. And of course, we expect, well, CXC has said that they will issue a statement to the public so that they could know what took place in that meeting. But of course, we expect to hear from the various ministers of education as to what the decision was coming out of that meeting. A caller called to ask about the MSR media lawsuit. Let me hold that thought. We have a caller. Let's take this call. Hello, caller. You are on the air. Good
yes,
morning.
I'm here again. I know you went to Jazz in the Bible, and I know you know it. It makes no sense. You back. Anyway. Now we know the story of Haman and Mordecai. Haman hated him so bad that he went and he built a gallows to hang Mordecai on. It so turned out that he ended up on the same gallows. I am relating this Bible story to this suit business. The matter was instigated and initiated to affect somebody else. Well, it so happened that the somebody else is no longer in the position that they left them. So whoever else is there now has to pay the cost or endure. Now, a lot of us we like to talk, you know, and we want to control the economy. But we always speaking in relation to the other people. When some descriptive words used for our people is disgraceful. Of course, all countries, we have access to TV, so we know where crime is, the kind of crime. But the degrading and the downgrading and the degrading language used to describe our people and the condition is alarming, especially when it is done by a born citizen. And the comments are made in favor of some investor. I don't believe that MSR wanted to do it. They were pushed and prompted to do it. May call in somebody's name, you know. And they don't make that, so I did law. Law said you cannot pay what you don't have. So I don't have, so don't sue me. So all I'm saying, when I listen to this matter, and the extent, the aim to me is to disrupt, shut down, bring the country to its knees under a certain leader. It just happened that God is good, that the leader is out. And the new leader now is faced with a battle that he better start to have prayer fasting. Because with all of these rules, the aim is to shut down the CBI, which in fact would lead to a subsequent shutting down of the economy. So I hope all those who like to do the political undercutting realize the danger and the damage that they have done, and encourage the MSR who has benefited tremendously on the CCM and on the unity, and now have the gall. Some of what they say may be true, but the objective of affecting the CBI is a national issue. So regardless of whether you're Labour, PAM, PLP, Green and Blue and whatever, we know without this CBI, our economy will collapse. So when people are standing by and encouraging and watching and laughing and commenting, they're watching their own destruction. So all we know how to pray, better pray, you know. I beg the Lord to have mercy on us. We are facing something catastrophic, and that case was taken to the USA for a specific purpose. Why wasn't taken in the court here? Why? So I hope whoever initiated the move, I hope the Lord give them a spirit of conviction. Rob them of their sleep. Look and see what you have done. I listen to them on the radio. Oh, it means Pam is that. It means me, I ain't nobody. I join Jesus party. Seriously, I mean, the matter should be confronted up front. How could you encourage somebody who benefit? He went to Nevis, clean out Nevis treasury, got all the benefits, come to St. Kitts and get likewise, and then turn around and carry the matter to the USA, who like to destroy people's country or take control of it. So I am, by the way, what is your thought on it? Don't tell me you're a reader. What do you think about the general thing?
I'm not going to comment.
Well,
I'm not going to comment. Hold on. I'm not going to comment until I have all of the information.
Well, so you have read the document, right?
I have
Please don't let nobody interpret it for you. You are an intelligent person.
I mean, I understand you. You know, you want me to talk, and you still don't want me to talk.
Just tell me when
Mrs.
Henry I have not finished reading it. You understand? All right.
You want me to talk, and you're still cutting me off, and you're still speaking over me. She's still on the line? Okay, thank you, caller, for your contribution. I said I have no comment. I have no comment. I have not read the document in its entirety. And the reason why I am refraining to comment is because there are a lot of legal things within that matter, and I am not going to tie up myself to benefit anybody. So let me make that very clear. Until I have read the document from cover to cover, that is when I am going to speak on it. All right? Thank you. We have a call on the line. Let's take this call. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This telephone problem is really causing a lot of problems. Now I have a brother in Nevis. He just have a landline, and if they went there and do anything to the phone, and get no sound from him for a month. My phone at home now, today work, tomorrow it done. I got into much problem, and then my phone they cut off for over 2 weeks until they come and cut off some kind of card and put back on some kind of short card and all them things. It's a terrible problem. I wish they could get everything fixed and more. And my brother phone who have a problem. Could they?
All right, caller, thank you. We are out of time. It's 11:54, and you're listening to The Edge here at ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. It was a good conversation. It was a good conversation. There was a caller who asked about the MSR matter. I know of the matter. I know that a lawsuit has been filed because the government issued a statement on the 27th of May to say that they are aware of the 2 civil lawsuits. So it is not a case where I am not going to speak on it, but I am not going to speak on what I don't have all of the information on. Because again, Jazzy, nobody is going to tie me up. And I'm not going to speak on anything to benefit anyone, and then I get the shitty end of the stick. So let me be as frank. I apologize for that the SH word, but I'm going to be as frank here. I am going to do my homework, and when I have done my homework is when I'm going to comment on it. Until next time, you guys stay safe, enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow, same time, same station. You guys have a good one. Enjoy your lunch.
Hey, I'm Mary J. Blige.
Alkaline. Hey, I'm